Hello everyone, my name is Baruch Edson, a master's student at Aga Khan University, East Africa, Dar es Salaam. Dear students, last time we talked about poetry. I explained to you what poetry means and its importance. But for today, we are going to look at a poem and we shall have to analyze this poem. When you look at our first page, you can see a frog with its young ones, and below you can see a cow. So the title of our poem is Mama Chura na Ng'ombe. Listen attentively as I recite this poem, and after I shall have to ask you questions. And after answering these questions, then you will have to answer the remaining ones alone in written. Listen, dear students. Amkeni, amkeni, ndugu ninawaamusha, kwa utulivu kaeni, nataka kuwakumbusha, naomba sikilizeni, kisa cha kuhuzunisha, kisa cha azali, cha chura na ng'ombe. Alikuwa mama chura pamoja na watotowe, alo mpole wa sura, sijaona mfanowe, kandoni mwa barabara aliishi na wanawe, kisa cha azali, cha chura na ng'ombe. Mama chura siku zote watoto aliwapenda, alifanya mambo yote watotowe kuwalenda, lengole wakuwe wote hawana watoto kenda, kisa cha azali, cha chura na ng'ombe. Students, listen and then you answer these questions. Question number 1. Kichwa cha shairi hili ni nini? What is the title of this poem? Kichwa cha shairi hili ni Mama Chura na Ng'ombe. Question 2. Shairi hili lina vipande vingapi? How many parts does this poem have? Now, how do you identify the parts that a poem has? First of all, when you look at beginning from your left hand side, where the poem is beginning, as you move to your right hand side, there is where a poem or the lines have been separated by a comma, and where the comma is ending, that is one part, and where it is beginning, moving on your right side, that is another part. So 1 is kipande, 2 and beginning or moving upwards is vipande. And the question is, shairi hili lina vipande vingapi? How many parts does this poem have? And we'll have to say, shairi hili lina vipande viwili, meaning this poem has 2 parts. Question 3. Shairi hili lina beti ngapi? Shairi hili lina beti ngapi? Beti in English means stanzas. So the question is, how many stanzas does this poem have? Shairi hili lina beti ngapi? And you'll have to say, shairi hili lina beti 3. When you count our poem, you will discover that it has got 3 stanzas. Question number 4. Andika kibwagizo cha shairi hili. Andika kibwagizo cha shairi hili. What do we mean by the word kibwagizo? Kibwagizo ni nini? Kibwagizo ni mstari wa mwisho katika kila ubeti ambao umerudiwa. It is the last line of a stanza that has been repeated from stanza 1, stanza 2, and stanza 3. That means beginning from all the stanzas, that line is always the same. The last line will always have the same words. Remember, there are some poems whereby the first stanza has a different ending, the second one a different ending, and we don't call that one kibwagizo. We call that one kimalizio au kiishio. So, looking at our poem, andika kibwagizo cha shairi hili. Kibwagizo cha shairi hili ni kisa cha azali cha Mama Chura na ng'ombe. Next question. Andika vina vya kati na vya mwisho katika ubeti wa mwisho. Vina, those are the ending syllables. They are those ones that are found on the first kipande, the first part, and then others are found on the last part. But we are looking at the last stanza, and when you look at the last stanza, vina vya kati, we have te, li. Vina vya mwisho, we have nda, mbe. Let's go back to our questions. Now the next question is, eleza lengo la mwandishi. Lengo means the intention. What was the purpose of the writer? What was the writer trying to communicate to the listeners? I'm requesting that you answer this question individually. Thank you so much for listening.